Hi Cheryl. Today we're going to be talking about a professional development plan, which is something that is just a plan so that in the future when I maybe want to continue with my education or do something that's going to help my business, I can look at. So basically I'm just going to talk about some of the stuff that was in my business plan. The first thing is like my goal, and as of right now my goal is to open a gym in Calgary that is solely for elite hockey players, so eventually working with people that possibly play in the NHL or on Olympic teams. Like the Canadian Olympic team, the girls team is training in Calgary right now, so it would be a dream of mine to work with them and train them for the Olympics, as well as the Calgary Flames, so maybe they could win a Stanley Cup, but I won't push my luck. I think I have a pretty good knowledge of the game because of background. I've played for 15 years and I've played at competitive levels, as well as I've played boys hockey, so I understand the physical demands that some other players will go through. Same with injuries. I think every hockey player goes through some injuries and then they have to kind of adjust their style of play maybe. And going through this program I understand a lot more about corrective exercise, so that would be something I would look into to help my gym become a better place. The short and long-term goals that I have set, short-term goal would be to get more trainers hired into my gym that have the same goal as I do. So I would want trainers that maybe have experience playing hockey or coaching or training hockey, so that they understand the physiological demands that the sport places on our body. I think experience goes a long ways when I want to hire people, because when you've gone through something, it's easier to understand why you may do things differently or anything like that. A long-term goal that I have, as I stated before, would be to have one of the best gyms in Calgary for training hockey players. Again, I would like to work with the NHL teams or the Olympic teams possibly, and then by doing this I would have many different resources that I could reach out to that could help me become this, like financial agents and insurance companies, as well as corrective exercise specialists, nutritionists, all types of things that would help this gym become one of the best ones. I would set aside a budget for a professional development. As of right now, it would consist of around $5,000 out of what I make in a year. This stuff would usually go towards going towards continuing education. So if I wanted to do seminars or courses that CSEP or AFLCA offers, I could do those, as well as having my trainers attend those as well, so we all have a really good base knowledge of what needs to happen in our gym. The opportunities for my gym that would benefit me would be having the highest education possible in order to continue training the athletes, because I think that training athletes is something we could learn a little bit more of in this course, so I might do some more programs that are offered in order to get a better idea of sport performance, and especially hockey specific. Attending seminars and other classes that would further our education would be of huge importance to myself and the other trainers as well, so that we can understand what the players are going through at certain times, and maybe if they have a 30-second shift all in the defensive zone, when they're going to hit that wall where they can't perform anymore. So we want to make sure that we know how to train them to make sure they're playing to the best of their ability. There are a few courses I've looked at that would benefit me and my clients and also the other trainers, and that was the Perspectives in Exercise, Health and Fitness, and as well as Careers in Physical Therapy from ACSM. I think this would be really beneficial because I don't know one hockey player that hasn't had to go to physical therapy one time in their life, whether it be they popped a shoulder out or they have a knee injury or broken bones. There's a lot of chronic and acute injuries that are involved with playing hockey. So knowing some base knowledge about physical therapy would really help my gym, and even maybe bringing a physical therapist in to work there that I could consult with would be really beneficial. Then I think I would make my other trainers attend this workshop as well, because that way we can bounce ideas off of each other when we have some injuries come in. I would go to as many workshops and conferences as possible during the year so that I could reach the goal that I wanted. That being said, I would make sure that training always came first, and if there was a big training day that I needed to be at, I wouldn't go to a conference or a seminar over that, because I think that your clients need to see results, and if you miss really big training days, that shows that they aren't the number one priority, which is something I don't want. Client needs is a huge importance for all personal trainers, because if your client isn't getting what they need, then they won't come back to you. And I think with the gym that I want to run, it being such a high standard and really elite gym, I would need my clients to see results, otherwise they wouldn't, word of mouth wouldn't happen, and I wouldn't be able to continue to get them back. So I think having a corrective exercise specialist would really benefit them as well, because that way I'd be able to focus more on the training parts and have someone else do the corrective. Corrective isn't really my go-to for training, so that's why I would hire someone else who is really passionate about it, and that way they would do a better job. That being said, I'd also make sure that I had a really good base knowledge of corrective, and I would keep my resources from the past 2 years at NAIT and make sure that I knew what I was talking about for maybe some days when the corrective specialist couldn't be there, so that way I wouldn't be completely clueless if someone were to talk to me about it. I think because there are so many ways a hockey player can get hurt, it's really important to look at the health and medical side of things as well. So having a doctor that I can refer people to would be something I would look into, as well as massage therapists. I'd look into hiring maybe 1 or 2 massage therapists into my facility once it got built a little bigger. So maybe within the first few years that wouldn't happen, but then once the business became bigger, I could invite people like that in to come and join our team, making sure that they still had the same goals as every one of us training there, because having the same goals and the same determination in order for us to meet the big goal of having the highest elite gym in Calgary would be really beneficial. I think that is about it. Yeah, so as I said, my short and long-term goals would play into what I had in my business plan, and I think with all the continued education that I'd be willing to get, as well as my clients and trainers getting them, we would be able to make that goal a possibility. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for listening.